Frances Ball, childhood. Frances Ball was the fifth and youngest child born to John Ball and Mabel Clare Bennett on the 9th of January 1794. The Dublin into which he was born was a city of rapid change and vast wealth. At the end of the 1700s, Dublin was the second city of the British Empire and boasted an impressive street architecture and cultural life. Her father, John Ball, was a wealthy merchant, described as a ribbon weaver, silk merchant, and haberdasher. Initially working in partnership under Ball and Woodhouse at 5 Werber Street, he later operated on his own. By the time of Frances Ball's birth in 1794, he owned 3 separate premises in Dublin: Castle Street, Nicholas Street, and Werber Street. As laws preventing Catholic participation in politics and civil society were repealed, John Ball took advantage of his wealth and growing position in society to exert his influence. In 1792, he was a member of the Catholic Convention, and a year later, in 1793, was the first Catholic to be a Grand Juror for Dublin. His wealth can be assessed by his decision in 1793 to move his family from their home above their merchant premises at 5 Werber Street to the newly built and upmarket Eccles Street, occupying 47 Eccles Street. It was in this house on the 6th of January 1794 that Frances Ball was born. This was the happy home of Frances and her siblings for many years.
Frances Teresa Ball Education. The education available to young women like the daughters of John and Mabel Ball in Dublin in the late 1700s, early 1800s was limited at home with governesses and tutors. Day schools of varying quality run by school mistresses. There was only one female boarding school in the city of Dublin, which remained open during the penal laws, run by the Dominican community at Channel Road, Dublin, although enrollment rarely rose above 15 students. There was a limited number of convents in Ireland in 1800. There were 12 convents and 4 religious orders. John and Mabel Ball decided to send their eldest daughter, Cecilia, to Ursuline Convent in Cork for schooling. In 1800, in the aftermath of the 1798 rebellion, the 24-hour journey by coach to Cork was deemed too dangerous to undertake, and like many other wealthy Catholics, John and Mabel decided to send the 3 younger children, Anna Maria 15, Isabella 13, and Nicholas 9, to England for their education. Anna Maria and Isabella enrolled at St. Mary's Convent, Bar Convent, York, while Nicholas enrolled at Stonyhurst, a Jesuit college in Lancashire.
3 years later, in 1803, 9-year-old Frances followed her older sisters to St. Mary's Convent, York, where she would remain for 5 years. In contrast, her older sisters had only remained 3 years, which was probably the average amount of time a pupil spent in the school. There were no visits from parents or holidays home during this time in school, and it must have been a relief when they greeted their mother and youngest sister again in 1803. The curriculum in York included theology, Latin, French, Spanish, and music. The inclusion of Latin, reflecting the program of studies outlined by Mary Ward in the 16th century. French was the language of the school and spoken freely by both pupils and teachers. Reunited after 3 years, Frances, aged 9, must surely have realized the brief opportunity to spend time with her 2 older sisters, Anna Maria and Isabella, before they returned once again to Ireland with her mother. According to the stories Frances retold her companions in later years, at this reunion in 1803, she walked in the gardens in York with Anna Maria, who gave Frances hints and tips on surviving boarding school. During this conversation, Anna Maria urged Frances to adopt as her motto in school: "Seek first the kingdom of God."